Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to have some ranked online gameplay in Division 4. Obviously the season's just reset, hence why we're in Division 4 and not in Division 20 like in the past videos. And right now I'm going to have a mixture of Season 6 gameplay coming out and some gameplay I have left over from Season 5 that still needs to be uploaded, so I'll try and mix in the two. But before we get into the actual video, I'd just like to say that if any of you would like me to use a particular fighter, please just let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and get that video out to you within a week. And also, if any of you would like to play me, I'm on a PlayStation, just let me know. I'm sure we could set something up, and if we have any good games, I'll be sure to upload them. Now, getting into the fight here, we're going to be using CM Punk, and whenever the division resets, I like to use the lower rated fighters because it's as good as time as any to use them. You could be coming up against a Division 20 opponent, but obviously you wouldn't know because they're in the Division 4, or you could be actually coming up against a Division 4 opponent. So CM Punk obviously doesn't have the greatest stats. He's the worst fighter on the game, and using fighters like this really you have to bring out the best in you, because one punch from Usman can change anything, and one submission attempt to win anything. And obviously Usman is a very good fighter, arguably one of the best fighters at welterweight, and now he's received obviously a bit of a buff since his last fight against Gilbert Burns. He's even more dangerous, and ideally this is the worst position to be in because Usman's submission game isn't really that good, but obviously just because how bad CM Punk is, that can make his submission seem like very good. And as you can see, he's in side control where we don't want to be. We don't want to be ground and pounded by Usman just because of how strong his ground and pound stats are. Luckily we get the reversal here, and I don't mind being here. I don't mind being on top of Kamaru Usman. Like I said, his submission offense isn't the greatest, but just because how bad CM Punk is, it wouldn't take much to end up submitting me. And I think I realised this. I thought through it at this point. I thought, you know what, let me just get up rather than get armbarred. And ideally, when I'm using the CM Punk, I'm going to look for my opponent to make a mistake for me to capitalise on. I don't want to be getting clinched every 5 seconds like this. My opponent's trying to do here using Usman. I mean, constant clinching, just constantly trying to work the fight to the ground. And it's funny because when you use fighters like this and you see how some people play, it's quite, I don't know, it makes me laugh when people are trying to resort to like cheesy tactics. Not that my opponent is here, my opponent's just going for the clinch lot. But yeah, we get the nice reversal here, straight into half guard. I don't understand why he has these reversals, but you know, I'm going to take it, I'm going to utilise it. And now that we are in half guard, we're just going to look to work his body a bit. And we're denying these transitions as well, which is good. You know, just building up. I'm constantly hitting to build up our GA. And as you can see here, we go for the submission, which is a very bold choice. But I thought his stamina was low. Now's the time to go for it. And instantly, I regretted it. I didn't realise how bad his submission offense was. Obviously, I wasn't expecting greatness, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. So my opponent now ends up on top, which is exactly where I don't want my opponent to be, using Kamaru Usman. But in terms of how this round's gone so far, it hasn't gone too bad, apart from what you're seeing on screen now, where I've just taken a tremendous amount of damage. But apart from that, we've managed to minimise how much damage we've taken throughout this round. Obviously, my opponents had the 2 takedowns, I think, but from those takedowns we ended up getting the reversals and ended up on top. As you can see, so that's the stats from the round. My opponent's round, obviously. So going into round 2, we're going to look to avoid being taken down and really apply the pressure on the feet, because my opponent's stand-up wasn't the greatest. I can see that when we was having these brief interactions, obviously, my opponent kept clinching, which is a sign that maybe he doesn't feel too comfortable on the feet, so he needs to get the fight to the ground. So I downloaded that information. I know that my opponent wants to only get this fight to the ground. My opponent is 100% not comfortable being on the feet. So we're going to show him what the GOAT can do on the feet. And as you can see right now, They're just firing off these combos. Try not to get hit because, like I said, health stats aren't great, so one punch could change everything. I'm looking to trade with Usman because Usman, although he has a power, doesn't have great speed as we get the knockdown here. But with CM Punk, it doesn't matter who you're against. One little thing can change the fight. So again, although I'm putting pressure on my opponent, I still need to be careful. And I knew he was going to go for a takedown there, so I used my distance management to step back. He ends up getting the takedown again. This is not where I want to be. And with these 3-round fights, you're going to get a lot of these people using wrestlers and then hugging you for the 3 rounds and getting the win. And as you see, my opponent is not comfortable at all on the feet, and we're pressuring as much as possible. Work the body nicely there, and ideally I want my opponent up against the fence. I want to control the center of the octagon. I don't want to be trapped either against the fence because I can't move away from the punches, and I don't want to get clinched, taken to the fence, get to my back because I don't want to get choked out. But yeah, we're having good success on the feet. We're doing a nice job here. We're hitting for great uppercut, work the body, go to the head. I'm trying to flow the strikes as we throw the body kick, and then we end up getting the knockdown. So yeah, we get a knockout victory using a CM Punk in the 2nd round. Very challenging. Not someone I'd recommend using if you're taking the game very seriously and you want to do very well online and you want to progress. But if you want to have a bit of fun, he is fun to use because obviously you've got that risk of just getting knocked out and submitted whenever the opponent wants to, really, if they're good enough. But if you want to test yourself, CM Punk's the best option to test yourself with just because how bad he is. So that's the video for today. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.